Hey San Diego, Kimberly Schmidt, your San Diego real estate expert with Compass here. Today's topic is relocating to San Diego. And we're talking about people who are retiring here, people who are moving here for job transfers. Maybe they're military, maybe it's for family. No matter what the situation, it's going from point A to point B, and point B is one of our wonderful locations here in San Diego County. Let's get started. One of the unique challenges about relocating is if you are having to sell a home in a different market. For people who are simply coming to San Diego and buying a house, that is a much more straightforward process. We want all of you. Come see us. Come let us help you find a wonderful home here in San Diego. That will be a pretty straightforward transaction. For everyone else who's relocating, who has a home to sell, this is not your standard real estate transaction, and it's not for the faint of heart. So you are going to be dealing with unique challenges. Most specifically, you're just simply not in San Diego to look at homes, right? You may not know the areas at all. You may have visited a few times. You're going to not have the luxury of someone who's already living here driving around the neighborhoods at your leisure, going grocery shopping, checking out what the infrastructure is like in your target area. You are going to need, most likely, our eyes, our ears, our noses, us walking around, sharing information with you, and being your boots on the ground so that you can make a really good informed decision. Maybe you've read another one of our blogs or seen the video where we talk about our confident move method, which is the framework that we use with all of our buyers and sellers. So we operate under the principles of an education first approach, using data-driven strategy and concierge level preparation, along with a lot of emotional support for our clients, whether they're buying or selling. For people who are coming from out of state and relocating, we have a system in place, right? So this operates under that same umbrella, and we've given it a name. It's the remote transition module. And here are the three pillars of that. They are going to be video first property evaluations, neighborhood micro context, and also synchronized escrow management. And we're going to talk a little bit about each one of those things individually. So let's talk about the video evaluations of the property. Seriously, the hardest part is that you're just not here. You're not in San Diego. So we always work with the clients and figure out what approach works best for them. Typically, what we would do are some really detailed and fully narrated video tours of the homes that you feel most excited about. And this is going to be, what do we see? What do we hear? What do we smell? What do we feel? And we will walk through these homes giving you a ton of detail, things we like, things we don't like. We'll evaluate properties just like we would if we were going to purchase them ourselves, and really share the nitty gritty with you. Is this worth a trip out or not? And some buyers will only be able to make one or two trips. They may not be able to make a trip at all. And it's possible that they are just completely relying on us to give them the full picture inside and out of this home before they write an offer, and then also through their due diligence period. So that's always an option. And then it's just customized. Are you able to come out? Can we schedule some home tours while you're here? And how can we make all of these moving parts come together? But certainly having a presence here, that's a unique challenge when you're relocating, and it involves a lot of trust. All right, neighborhood micro context. San Diego is not just one thing, right? And all of our surrounding areas like La Jolla and Del Mar and Carlsbad. So the micro neighborhood context is so hugely important because you can't pick a house up and move it. So we'll be sharing with you all of those things that, something as simple as the weather. I mean, it changes across the county. You know, when you're at the coast in the morning, it's probably, we're going to have our marine layer a lot of days, and it might be foggy and misty. And if you're east of, you know, the 163 or the 15, that's not going to be the case. So, all of those details we'll get into when we're trying to help you narrow down your neighborhood and share some of those things that you would really only know if you live in San Diego and you're driving these streets and walking these sidewalks. Okay, synchronized escrow management. Um, these moves, if you have to sell something and then move to San Diego, they are stressful. I'm not going to lie. There are so many moving parts, and there's just a lot of logistics. And the skill of your agent, I honestly, on both transactions, it really just matters. And the communication between your agents really matters as well. We're going to be, you know, there's special paperwork if you're going to be buying a home that's contingent on the sale of another. We're going to be looking at timelines really closely. We have to reverse engineer everything, start with where you want to be, and just work backwards so that we can make it all make sense. And we need to be in communication with your listing agent and then also with the listing agent for the place that you're buying. So you need someone who's skilled, who can communicate, who's aware of how to put protections in place for you so that you've got a way out in case something changes or a way to extend in case something changes. So, all of these things, right, they all matter. I feel like the devil is in the details. I think in life, honestly, but boy, is that ever true in real estate. The devil is in the details, and you just really have to be so careful and so attentive to every little thing. But that's what we do, right? And we're here to make all of these pieces come together, minimize the stress, and help you make a confident move from point A to point B, point B being somewhere in San Diego. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'm Kimberly Schmidt, your San Diego real estate expert with Compass. Today we talked about the confident move method, the remote transition module within our overall framework of how we help clients make confident decisions, whether they're buying or selling in San Diego. If you are relocating to San Diego, boy, do we want to hear from you. So we do it all. It could be retiring, it could be military, it could be a job relocation. Maybe this is just your lifelong dream to head out to the ocean. Give us a ring, send an email. Everything starts with a conversation, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.